Okay, so Joseph Benavidez versus Deiveson Figueiredo just took place in the main event of UFC Fight Night 169 on ESPN Plus 27 Norfolk, and I'll be honest with you guys, I did not see it happening like that whatsoever, with Figueiredo getting a big KO finish at flyweight in the second round. Champ? Is he the champ? Because he technically isn't, but he was fighting with a belt on the line for someone, and he won. So he kind of is the champ right now. He's the guy you want to fight if you want a belt. Like, his next fight is for the belt, no matter what happens. Even if they do cut the flyweight division, which a lot of people were saying before this, but I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. I feel like they're going to make another vacant belt with Figueiredo versus maybe the winner of Formiga versus Moreno. But let's talk about the fight in hand. A lot of people had a problem with the headbutt. Let me clear it up. Both guys were coming forward. It was the fault of both people. Benavidez was coming forward head first into Figueiredo, and Figueiredo just ducked down to sort of get in on the inside, but they clashed together. Headbutts happen. One thing you can't do is wipe blood in punching range of someone. I know someone has a problem with that, but Benavidez doesn't have to wipe that blood away. He can let it drip. It will follow his eyebrow and down the side of his eye. That's why the eyebrows are there. It's the subaquatic ape theory, if you really want to get scientific about it. It's the reason for the eyebrows. It's so that we can prevent water from going in our eyes. It's the natural build of the face. It comes down here as well, spreads apart, goes down the moustache, which curves around the mouth, keeping all water out of our holes of our body. It's just the way that humans are built. Like Benavidez, you got to trust yourself. You don't need to wipe that in punching range. And he paid the ultimate price. Yes, there was a headbutt. Yes, it was somewhat annoying that it even happened. I wish we would have got a bit more of a cleaner stoppage. But either way, the headbutt didn't look like it concussed him, because straight afterwards he threw back. Figueiredo ripped him to the body though. I feel like that's going to play an effect. And then Figueiredo just launched a right hand straight down the pipe after Benavidez wiped blood off of his forehead that he just shouldn't be doing. You're bleeding. You've been there before. You got to adjust like that. You can't be looking to get rid of blood off your face in the middle of a firefight. It doesn't work like that. And Figueiredo landed the KO blow. I thought we were going to see Benavidez get a win in the 4th round by TKO. And to be honest, before that exchange, it looked like we were going to get that. You know, Figueiredo was loading up heavy, but he was reloading, which I thought was going to happen in the fight. And then Benavidez would wade forward and come forward and land some volume. I thought Benavidez won the 1st round, but again, Figueiredo just gets better and better every single fight we see him. I swear to God, against Formiga, his takedown defense was not that good whatsoever. But against Benavidez, he was quick on the sprawls, quick on the arm bars. He had everything going on. He went from like an inverted triangle position on the back, north-south on the back. I don't even know what you call that shit. Okay? North-south on the back. Ends up in like an inverted triangle position, and then tries to turn it into an armbar. I've never seen the level of jiu-jitsu that Deiveson Figueiredo just showed. Except for in his last fight when he got the guillotine. I'm assuming Figueiredo's been grinding at his ground game rapidly. So I like that. I actually picked Benavidez. Normally I'm annoyed when my guy lost, but I actually wanted Figueiredo to win, almost. It would have been cool if Benavidez won, because he had a win over Cejudo, and then he could say that he was the real champion, and it wasn't just a fact of someone leaving the division first. Because if you have a win over the guy who left the division, you can kind of make a claim that he doesn't want to come back down because you already beat his ass. You know what I mean? So it would just be cool if Benavidez was champ. Either way, I'm glad Figueiredo was. That's your champ right there. That's the guy in the division right now who's the top. In my opinion. He's a monster. He is. He really is. He holds that right hand so close to his chest. And if he comes in next time and makes weight, I swear to God, the UFC are not going to cut the flyweights. They're going to make another unification bout with Deiveson Figueiredo versus the winner of Formiga versus Brandon Moreno on the main card of UFC 250 Sao Paulo, Brazil. Whether it be the co-main event for the vacant title, whether Amanda Nunes gets a fight at UFC 250 and we make this the feature bout for the vacant flyweight title, whether we make this the headliner of the prelims for the fucking vacant flyweight title, who knows what we're going to do. But we can have some fun, and let's put it on the Brazilian card 100%, especially if it's Formiga versus Figueiredo, because first of all, it's a rematch. Formiga really shouldn't be getting a title shot off of a win over Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno would get a title shot, but Formiga's about to snap a loss and go on a 1-win streak, you know? Normally you don't get title shots. He's in a great position here because he's already beaten Figueiredo. So he's going to get a title shot. The person who benefits the most out of everything that happened tonight is Jussier Formiga. He has a win over Figueiredo, and Figueiredo's just gone out and got the upset over Benavidez like that. He literally he slept the fuck out of him. He's a big boy for that weight class. There's a reason he was having trouble with that weight cut. I've never seen him have trouble before. I know he has a big weight cut, but I guess he just didn't make weight for the title fight one, which doesn't make any sense to me. I almost feel like in a title fight you would be more reserved with how big you're going to be. You would make those adjustments coming in, but who knows what was going on behind the scenes. He said he was cramping. I've seen Darren Till flop out of a sauna saying that he can't see anything. I'm blind. Like, I've seen him dying on the floor trying to make weight. Like, cramps ain't no excuse. You know what I mean? But either way, Figueiredo's the man. I want him to be the flyweight champion, by the way. I want Figueiredo to be the flyweight champ. Because it's been a while. And I don't think he's ever been. The flyweight champion is a KO artist. Imagine, that's the only hope for the division. That's the only hope for the UFC flyweight division. You're having trouble selling these guys because although they're throwing guys in the air and doing arm bars, and Demetrius Johnson is outclassing guys for 5 rounds, and Cejudo's really implementing his wrestling game for 3 rounds, and we're seeing all this shit go on and these champions doing this and that, one thing we've never seen in the flyweight division, especially as champion, is a knockout artist. Cejudo had one big shot against TJ Dillashaw behind the ear, and that was it. That's all we've had in flyweight division. But if you give me a title fight like that with this fucking Figueiredo guy going to war every fucking time, I will watch that shit. Figueiredo can be the ESPN Plus champion. We can give him that title. Just give him a fucking trophy that says ESPN Plus on it. Like, he can be the headliner of a fight night anytime, especially in Brazil. Make that shit happen. Figueiredo could be a star. We need to get him fighting for a belt. We need to get him turned around real quick. I don't want to see these guys out on the shelf very long. I know that there is UFC Brasilia in March. And I also know, on the 15th of March, I also know that there is a UFC 250 in May. On the 9th of May. It is a very quick turnaround of 6 weeks or 7 weeks between UFC Brasilia and UFC 250. But you tell the winner of Formiga versus Moreno that if they want their title shot, that's the sacrifice they're going to have to make for the situation that we have right now in the flyweight division. So you tell the winner of Formiga versus Moreno, you got a title shot in UFC 250 at Brazil. That's what we're doing. You're fighting Deiveson Figueiredo for the vacant flyweight title. And if they say no, they want some more time off, then we say fuck them and we pick someone else. That's what we're going to do. And then they'll come around real quick to the idea of a quick turnaround. I promise you that. As soon as you offer them the title shot and they say no to UFC 250 and you say we're going to move on, trust me, those legs of theirs are going to be feeling a little bit more fresh. They're not going to be quite so injured as they were originally. I feel like that's what we're going to have to do here. I know it's going to suck because you kind of don't want to see that happen. You don't want to see a guy forced into a title shot like when Colby was supposed to fight Woodley but he was injured. You don't want to see that, but listen. Let's say Brandon Moreno goes out there and KOs Jussier Formiga in the first round, which ain't far off. Or let's say he outclasses Formiga for 3 rounds and doesn't get touched. Or Formiga goes out there and submits Moreno in the first round. Let's get him turned around ASAP. And also, can we use this as a fucking wake-up call? UFC Brasilia and UFC Brass. You have Bruno Silva versus David Dvorak on the main card of UFC Fight Night Brasilia. They are making their flyweight debuts in the UFC. On the prelims, you have Jussier Formiga versus Brandon Moreno in a title elimination bout. Shift it onto the main card right now, or there is going to be big problems between me and you. And I'm talking lawsuits, UFC. I'm talking real lawsuits. Dana White raped me, by the way. It just happened while I was sitting here. Don't make me go to court. I don't want to tear this company down bit by bit. Looks like the UFC's already trying to do that, though, with that fucking Kutalaba Ankleev stoppage. Either way, let's talk about this fight, because I think it's going to be amazing. Formiga, Moreno winner versus Figueiredo. Make it happen, Dana. I want to see it. A brutal KO from Figueiredo. The scrambles were on point. The armbar was so close to being in. Benavidez is a beast for fighting through the armbar, because I thought his arm snapped at one point, but it was just the way he was turning it. Benavidez was looking good. You just can't survive that right hand from Figueiredo. He throws it, and he throws it hard. Straight down the pipe. I said it was coming. I was calling it in the fight. Figueiredo's looking for that straight right hand, straight down the pipe. Benavidez was telegraphing his lead hooks so blatantly. He was dipping before he threw his lead hooks like this. That's what he was doing every time Figueiredo beat him to the punch. Dunsky, don't wipe blood from your cuts. You're a warrior. You should accept a little bit of bleeding. You should be used to that by now, Benavidez, with your amount of experience. You don't wipe blood from your eye. That isn't even in your eye, by the way. It's just on your forehead. Oh, look, I'm bleeding. And he's dead. Like, you're experienced enough to not do that shit. So, to be honest with you, I take away the headbutt argument. They both came forward. They both collided heads. I know Benavidez got cut and it sucks. You got to have the experience not to be wiping that shit out of the way when you're in firing range with a guy like Deiveson Figueiredo. You got to let that shit trickle down. I know it's tough for me to say that from the outside. That's what I expect from a world championship fighter who's been in title fights before and has been around the sport for a very long time. Since the beginning of the flyweight division, Benavidez has been around. And he doesn't have to know it all to just not wipe away blood in fucking punching range of Deiveson Figueiredo. It's crazy. But either way, Figueiredo got it done. He's a savage. That's who I want as the flyweight champion. Someone who's going to KO people in stunning fashion. That's what we've wanted for so long. That's what will sell the division. Goodbye. Click that button there. Like and subscribe. See you later.